Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
It sounds like our chant.
Well, it's a Beyonce song, and if you listen to her album, then you'd know that.
What I have.
And you don't know that song? She says cunt about 2 million times in that song.
I really need to put my listening ears on. Like, oh my God. Okay, well, I'm going to listen to it again.
Okay.
I'm going to do because I listened to it in the car, and I need to listen to it with the lyrics to help me out.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I just had a big yawn.
It's okay.
And now my eyes are watering.
Well, now that you said that, now my eyes are watering. I've been yawning for a while because I woke up at 5:45 in the morning and I went to bed at 1 a.m.
Well, I went to bed a lot earlier, but I did wake up around the same time.
Why do you wake up so early?
Well, I need to get up and clean and then prep.
But I didn't wear my glasses.
And then prep. I've been cleaning since Sunday. I didn't really clean yesterday, but since Sunday I've been cleaning. And I just felt like I didn't make a dent in anything. But then I realized that I washed about 6 loads of clothes. But
Holy
that's
shit.
including like my duvet.
Linens,
And then things that didn't necessarily need to be washed. But I was like,
I'm here.
I need to freshen up the home. And so I felt like I didn't get anything done, but I did. But it's been a lot, and I still need stuff. I still have things to clean.
I understand completely. I did so much in the last couple of days on my to-do list, and I looked at my to-do list today, and I was like, bitch, you have so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just is it's a never-ending constant. And I feel that's with cleaning, because I will get into really specific things.
Yes, that's what I was
and
doing.
And then I go, well, now I can't. I just cleaned inside of a drawer that I can't see.
Yes.
But what I see is the mess. Like, bitch, focus on the shit that you can.
Yeah,
see.
I cleaned out my drawers. I reorganized my whole makeup shelf.
Yeah.
Cleaned all the drawers in my bathroom, not this one over here. And so, I did a lot, but it just didn't feel like a lot. But I still don't feel accomplished, and I won't feel accomplished till everything's done.
Yeah. I understand. I feel you, and I'm here to support you and let you know that I think this is a feeling that we're just going to always have forever.
Yeah.
Because I used to say that about like my like last apartment. I was like, oh, I just like once I clean, it was like, well, like that place isn't fully like decorated or furnished. And like it's just not done. And then I would like do that. And then I'm like, but I need to like, I need to find this, but I haven't done this or whatever. And I still feel the exact same way, even though I've moved.
So here we are.
But isn't that life? Because like, what happens when you're finished with things? Then you just...
No, I've got a whole bunch of things. Like I told you, I need to get this fucking table that has been not together in September. It'll be 2 years. Yeah.
I can't.
So I need to do that. I need to, because once I do that, then all this stuff over here will be clear. So I have this.
They can't see what you're talking about.
I'm about to explain
it. You're right.
As I said, I have this. They can't see me. I have this.
This is a good impersonation.
This desk that has just a whole bunch of. It's just kind of turned into the catch-all. I had things on the wall that fell off. So
when I tell you that
they're all over there.
Melissa, that is. I just put my glasses on. Someone needs to, anthropologically, like this is impressive that like when Melissa has something stacked on here,
but they're sticky. That's why they're able to be like that.
But still, the precarious nature of this, but they haven't moved
because they're sticky, so they can't. They're all stuck to each other.
No, but they're not stuck to the things that they're resting on, and they're not resting on flat surfaces.
That's true.
And you have things on top of them that are like throwing off the weight distribution.
I know what's going on.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's impressive.
So once I'm able to get these things, then I can, again, rearrange this room.
Yeah.
To get it to where it needs to be. I'm going to rent a U-Haul and put this fucking desk sitting thing desk bike, and then all the stuff that's over in my gym that needs to go away, I'm gonna put all of that in there and just take it and drop it off somewhere.
So
there's a U-Haul place down the street.
I'm gonna miss all of the surfaces. I love having so many surfaces just to put stuff on.
As you see, I'm still using it as a surface,
listen,
but it just takes
it as a surface.
I know, but it just takes up room. But whenever I can redo everything, there'll still be the same amount of surfaces. It'll just be easier to get to.
Yeah.
And more organized. So once I do that, so I have projects. That's what I'm saying. I have a whole bunch of projects. So it'll never be over.
Don't you wish someone could pay you for your personal projects? Because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, but here's the other thing. You're going to pay me for my personal projects. I'm still going to hate doing them.
I know.
I'll still complain.
But at least I'm making money doing it.
Exactly.
Like you getting on that boat.
And I don't have residuals. Wish I did.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm ordering food. Do you want anything?
I brought food.
I know. I'm just being cordial.
That's nice. Thank you. I'm okay though.
Okay.
What are you ordering?
They have some German chocolate cake on here, and it is not proper German chocolate cake.
As the German chocolate cake connoisseur. She's not kidding. She is a German chocolate cake
not connoisseur, the baker.
Well,
because...
Oh, you're expert.
Here's the thing. German chocolate cake did not come from Germany. It is named after somebody whose last name is German. He created Baker's German chocolate. They created specifically for the company Baker's Chocolate, which also the person that name it is not called Baker's because like it's Baker's, it's called Baker's because that's the last name of the person that made it. So they created the German chocolate. So there's only one way to properly create German chocolate. You have to actually use German chocolate. So if you go somewhere and you see a chocolate cake that has coconut on it, that is not a German chocolate cake. It has to be specifically made with German chocolate. And if your cake is dark, it's not German chocolate. It has to be a light brown. That is proper German chocolate cake. You cannot just take a chocolate cake and put coconut frosting on it. That's not German chocolate. And I see this, and this is not German chocolate because German chocolate is light.
And that was so impressive for somebody who's been tripping over their words in our previous episode. Like literally the way that you just so quickly Well, so that's so fucking funny.
I'm very passionate about it. Very passionate.
I mean, clearly, that is so fucking funny. Wow. I wonder if, is there like an unwrapped episode about it? Do you just read it on Wikipedia? You just learn from, like, it's a fact you've always known.
A combination of things. Once my grandmother would always make German chocolate cakes, and then I would watch her, and then it became my turn to take over the process of it, because she had gotten to her older age and could no longer do it because Alzheimer's. And so when I'm making things, I like to, put my own spin on it. And so I do research about the information. But once I learned that, like, there's only one proper way to do a German chocolate cake, or else it's not German chocolate cake.
It's like the champagne. Champagne comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then there's no, like, extra spin. There's a process. My process is different.
Yeah.
But and there's a reason why my cakes are more moist than anything you'll ever get.
Fighting words.
But there's a proper way to do anything. And so I can't delineate too much from the actual recipe.
Well, the more we all know, everybody, German chocolate cakes. Germans are here going, thank you. It's not our cake.
And I'm like, thank you. It's not your cake.
Thank you. It is not your cake.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was okay. What did I even end up doing this weekend? I had to get out of the house because it was a little bit toasty. Oh, but no, this was my first weekend. I would call it a celebratory weekend.
Okay.
Because on Thursday of the week before, I went to the doctor and I got beta blockers. So on both Saturday and Sunday, this bitch slept in. Like, I was able to, like,
I'm excited.
Sleep. Because I just can't, like, I'm not good at the heat. And, like, I really can't fucking sleep. But I was able to, like, sleep in a decent amount, like, and fall asleep. And I had planned, like, okay, we're going to get out of the house for both of these days because it'll be too hot. I take these beta blockers. I run about 10 degrees colder now. And I go, oh,
incredible.
I can, like, function. I was like, I told myself, I was like, is, like, the window unit working better? And he goes, no, this is what it always feels like. I go, this is what it's always felt like? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, it's straight up, I feel physically 10 degrees colder in my body, but it feels 20 degrees colder in this room. And he goes, oh my God. And he's like, he's sweating. And I was like, no, this is amazing. Like, I was like, this is crazy. So that has been a fun thing. And I've been practicing my dosage and figuring that out. And my doctor was like, fuck around with it while you're home. Like,
and you will find out if this is good for you.
Exactly. So that was like the weekend. Hung out with
the child.
Yeah, with our nephew. His dad's birthday was on Monday, so we hung out with him on Sunday, and it was really fun. He was stoked to have another dance party. He was, like, very ready. And also, I didn't even tell you this. So she's due in, like, around September-ish, and was saying, like, so obviously, like, she's like, my parents are going to be coming into town, but she had our nephew early. He wasn't a preemie, but he was, like, I think he was, like, 2.5. If it's 3 weeks is the cutoff, he was almost 3 weeks. But his dad's not very big. She's not very big. Like, he's just small. And so she's like, we're not entirely sure, obviously, like, when I go into labor, and the second one tends to be a lot faster. And so she's like, when I go into labor, like, we'll just call you and we'll have someone who lives, like, close by.
Be ready.
Be there. But then you'll come and, like, you can just stay here. So he's got all of his stuff. And we were doing the math. And if she gives birth on time, we're totally in the clear. If she gives birth, like, a little, like, around the same time she had him, like, we're gonna be okay. But there's this small window in which Mats will be out of town and it will be just me. And I'm like, oh my God.
Call me.
Melissa, I will.
When is it?
Was like, I need to
because I might be out of town too. When is it?
I don't know.
What's the window?
It's like a September something. It's not. Everyone always does like relates it to like a holiday weekend.
Because I'm out of town the 25th.
I think that's a fine time.
Okay.
I hope. And I'm just like, I know I could like, and here's the thing. His parents, when like Mott said like, oh, I might be out of, like, they didn't flinch. Like, it was like, no, like, it wasn't even like if it's just Meghan, like, we'll try and find something else. And with so much love, if it was Mott's, they would go, oh, okay, let's figure something else out. Or like, let's have a secondary backup there. So like, they have complete and total like faith in me if it's just me. And like the first thing I said, I was like, so I will need someone to, I'm afraid of the car seat. Like if you need him to leave the home, then someone needs to I was like, I need a video of it. And it was like, no, they'll be close by. Like if like, you know, going places, like his dad will come back and set up the car seat. I was like, amazing. Because otherwise like
go to a fire station.
Yeah. But I was like, so if it happens during the week, like I bring him to school, right? Like I bring him to like, and they're like, yeah. I was like, what time does it start? They're like 8, but you know, it's okay if he's late. And I go, I mean, I would hope so.
I feel like you're just going to hang out with him.
No, that's like literally, I was like, just like hang out and play and all of that. But it's just like, I wasn't around babies, like, and I mean, like babysitting, like I was like good with babies in that sense, but like, again, like not babies in my family. Like I don't have cousins really. Like I was the youngest. And I've seen in, you know, depicted in media or like people talking about like, oh, the older, or like my friends having kids of like, oh, you know, and like, oh, the older one, like then meeting the younger one, all of that. And I am mostly afraid of like him asking me questions about like the baby, like, is the baby going to stay forever? And I'm going to be like, yeah. Like usually I'm like, you should ask your parents that, but I can't respond with, is the baby going to be here forever? And I go, you should ask your parents. So I'm a little nervous if it is that window. But it'll be fine. And of all of the kids, like he will help me out. He loves rules. He loves order. And I was reading him a book and it has this animal called, oh God, a coyote. I kept every single time I go, how do I pronounce it again? And he would tell me over and over again. So I know if I did something where I would be like, is this right? And he would go, no, that's wrong. So that is helpful. But this is weighing on my shoulders. And Mons goes, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I go, no, the issue is I am afraid that I will be crossing that bridge alone. Mm-hmm. It will not be a we. I am not worried if it's you and me. There are 2 hands there.
You can also FaceTime.
That's what I might. You know, so I might call in. I literally told his mom that. I was like, she was like, you know, you can always like, we'll give you numbers of like any of his like friends, parents and all that. I was like, yeah. I can also just like call Melissa. And she goes, yeah, she's got lots of little nieces and nephews. I was like, no, she's the resident aunt in here who can be like, yeah, you got this.
All you gotta do is play.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about that.
You're just other things.
Yeah.
I get that.
You know.
Solo endeavors. Have you ever watched them by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even worried. Most of my worries were alleviated when it was like, he can be late to school.
Okay.
I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, he just talks a lot and like I love it. And like we have conversations.
So do you.
No, Melissa, this is why we get along so well. Like he and I are just buddies. But I don't want the responsibility of like asking about where's the baby coming from. I'm just gonna divert. I'm gonna go, ooh, this is a good time for screen time.
The hospital.
That's a good, yeah.
You can. That's not a lie.
No,
it's
and he
truth.
knows about the hospital. And he goes, we go to the hospital when we are sick.
But you also go
when you're having a baby.
Mm-hmm. They haven't put up the free offers yet. That's why I keep refreshing this page. You can't see anyway.
Free offers?
Yeah, for my game, they give free things away at 2:00, and they haven't put them up yet. And it's 5 minutes after, and I don't like that. My weekend was good.
You said that you were booked in like a busy weekend.
I missed somebody's birthday party, but
on purpose.
Well, I had plans before.
No, like you were aware. You didn't just forget to go to their birthday
No,
party.
I was aware.
Okay.
I had
That's
plans
fine.
before. And those plans just
on a
kept
different day.
going. I told them happy birthday on their actual birthday, so that counts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was involved in a water balloon war.
Okay, I'm glad that that's where that was going, because when you say I was involved with, that sounds like a head-on collision. Like it sounds like an activity that you would get in a crime report.
Could be a crime.
No, but it could be, and that's why it was a perfect word choice.
And it was a lot of fun, except for I couldn't breathe. I have an appointment tomorrow.
We couldn't breathe in what way?
In the way that I can't breathe when I have a lot of.
Were you running, or were you being waterboarded?
No, I was running.
Oh, okay, there was water involved, and neither of us.
Why would I be waterboarded?
Well, no, because you said I couldn't breathe, and neither of us are very strong swimmers. I didn't know if you were in a pool, and then they were.
No.
Okay.
We were on pavement. But yeah, so we were playing. It was a lot of fun. I had to sit down for the second half because couldn't breathe. Took me about 20 minutes to catch my breath. And I tracked it all so they can have all that information when I go to the doc tomorrow.
Is it a pulmonologist you go to?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have you been to this one before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I like my pulmonologist. If it's one of the few doctors I would ever give a recommendation to.
If they don't do what I need them to do, then maybe tomorrow. Maybe after tomorrow, then yeah.
And his office is really nice.
Okay.
They don't validate parking though.
Mm.
I know.
Do they valet?
I don't know.
I feel like all doctors' offices should valet.
I do, but it never even crosses my mind to valet.
That's the first thing I think of.
I would just love to have that mindset. I just think so. No.
Yeah, and then we had some pizza and talked, and it was fun. Well, the people that were invited to have pizza.
You had that sleepover thing where it's oh, it's my birthday party, and then some people are sleeping over, but don't tell
That's
everybody.
exactly what it was. Exactly. And then
we never grew out of it.
Everybody was leaving, walking out, then let them
Bye.
get in their cars, loop back around.
Shut the fuck up. That's so dramatic. That's funny. Well, you don't want to pay for everybody's pizza. Wow. What a fun weekend. So were there teams of your water?
Mm-hmm.
Who won?
The other team did.
Well, they lost one of their best
players.
Their best star players. You got winded.
And the first game that we played, the rules were too much that it was taking too long. And we all kind of just gave up, and then we changed the rules. But then when we changed the rules, the game moved too fast, and then I couldn't breathe. So then I had to sit down.
Yeah.
But I did hide behind a car and was throwing water balloons from behind there. But I just couldn't actively get to the target.
Yeah. I think about it regularly if a Hunger Games were to happen now. And I would just have to commit to finding a really good hiding spot. My strategy would be hide.
Yep.
Keep my legs elevated and the heart rate down.
Yeah.
So
that's what I did.
Understandable.
And then on Sunday, I cleaned most of the day. And like I said before, I felt like I didn't really make a dent in anything. But, I'm just going to wait till I get to my big picture moment. Little things and then get to the big picture.
I think it's a great idea. It's a very good call.
My body hurts so much from...
Those ass muscles, when you realize I've been just bending down and moving shit.
And then a combination with the running from the day before, too much. And then I always forget that I have a massage chair that I can easily just sit in.
I forget, and I'm here once a week. I should hop in that one point.
You should. But then I get, the thing is, once I get in bed, I don't want to get out of bed. Yeah. And then I'm because then it's cold also, because I have to be on 65 when I go to sleep. So it's too much.
You know, they should have like a Tempur-Pedic bed that one of the things they go, you can go up, you can go down, you can go soft, you can go hard. But then there should also be something that I can press that legitimately turns it into a massage chair, but like the level that like engulfs you, like the nail salon ones.
I agree, because it does have a massage feature, but it's just the vibrating. It's not the same. That's like for fucking.
Yeah.
That's to add a little
Spice.
something
Yeah.
when you
add a little motion to the ocean.
Add a little motion to the ocean.
Current.
Also, like, you know how the legs prop up. You can. There's so many different positions you can get in.
I feel like they were made for sex, like to start, but then 100%. They were like, but then all the old.
I
people
think it
were
was first. It was first hospitals, and then people were like, oh. But a lot of the things in the hospitals were sexual because they were like, ooh, this is how we treat hysteria is by putting a vibrator on a woman's clit. So like,
that's my favorite part of history.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of women would just be like, "Oh, I'm hysteric," because you
Yeah,
couldn't
it's like,
get the machines at home.
Ooh, that was perfect.
Now I'm actually having an orgasm for the first time in my life.
Yeah, I'm a lazy fucking piece of shit husband. It's just, I love that.
Yeah,
but I love like a really intense like nail salon massage chair.
That's
and
how that one is.
No, I know. And I forget that you literally fucking own one.
Yep. There it is.
Whoop.
Being there.
There it is. Also, like, I'm obsessed with like the location of where it is in your home. And if you like opened up the curtains and then you just like stared at people.
I have.
It's just.
But it's also, there've been people that walk past and they're like, oh, what is that? Like, I've been outside, but the curtains have been open and I see people looking inside my house. I'm like,
people are obsessed with you in your home.
I know. And I'm like, why are they looking in my house? And then they'll be like, what's that thing? What kind of massage chair is that? And I'm like, you don't want it. The truth is, you don't want it. It's not great. It's good enough.
Because
it's not great.
That's why it's good. Because you didn't pay, right? Didn't they give you the full refund?
Yeah. But if they would have made it adjustable to different body sizes, then it'd be great. Yeah. Like the one at where I go get my car. Well, I used to. I don't go anymore.
Oh my God.
The one I went to for the car wash.
What the fuck? You say these things like this is like an everybody experience. The massage chair that I go when I get my car wash. Like, what are you talking about?
Now I have people come to my house to wash my car.
Aspirational content.
But that one would mold perfectly. Like they would have like a short, medium, height, or tall, and then you could adjust
Grande venti tall.
You could adjust it, and then, but then also I'd be like there, my boobs just shaking as people are passing by.
Well, because getting your car washed is not an activity you wear a bra to,
right? Or anything in life is not unless I'm working out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm getting my car washed. Like, why would I wear a bra? And then suddenly titties whipping.
Titties everywhere. But that was
North,
the best
east,
massage. And I've been on their Yelp trying to figure out, like I'm like inside the building trying to figure out the name of it. I can't.
You should call.
I found it, but it's they don't make them anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where you put a Google alert for eBay listings.
Mm-hmm. And I found another one, but then it was like not quite in English. So I didn't know what I was really getting into, you know?
Yeah. You don't want to commit to those kinds of orders.
Yeah.
You should just ask them, like, if you ever go out of business or well, don't say that because that's the big fuck you.
Yeah.
if you ever like replace these or like you want to move on past these chairs, I will buy, like.
That is smart.
Here's my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm going to sit in it later today. It's going to be my plan.
Yay.
It's going to be my plan.
Anything else you'd like to share?
Anything else I would like to share? No, I don't think so. Let me double check that I didn't write anything in here.
Oh, I do have one thing.
Tell me about it.
Well, two things. First of all, in case people missed that what we were doing last week on See You Next Tuesday is comedy It's comedy. Nothing was fact. I also put it in the show description.
I was listening on the way here and I saw that. I was like, what is this all caps like show description? It's like very jarring. And I was like, what the fuck is she on about? And I clicked to expand. And like, none of this is facts. This is just this is fiction. We're based in fun. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Fair.
And then 2, I started listening to Mariah Carey's audiobook. It's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about her life at all. And the way that she weaves, like, even because she writes all her music too. So the way that she weaves, like, this is where this song came from.
Oh, wow.
Into it. And she also sings on the audiobook too. It's great. And I highly recommend, especially people that call into us about their controlling exes and age gap relationships with her first husband. I haven't got to the second one yet. But even the way she grew up, having parents that don't pay attention to you. Like, I feel like a lot of people that call into our show would also enjoy the book.
Could never relate to that. She is someone who, like, I'm too young. Like, my godfather, like, loved her and, like, I loved Britney, and he was like, oh, he would call Britney and he was like, oh my God, that's like your Mariah. And but Kelly Clarkson is, like, incredibly obsessed with Mariah Carey. And so I've in watching Kelly Clarkson interviews, and I watched her on Las Culturistas. I think that's a podcast with Bowen Yang and Matt. And they talk about Mariah Carey on there, and I, like, know her as, like,
an icon.
Yeah, and, like, ranked, like, from, like, a pop culture icon, but then, like, ranked from, like, a technical standpoint as, like, one of the most, like, prolific songstresses, like, voices, but then also, like, from a production standpoint of, like, music that she, like, said she like carved her thing, and then
and she also plays piano and doesn't she never plays it in public, but, like, that's how she writes all her music sitting down at a piano and coming up with everything.
Yeah, that she's, like, insanely talented. But then they did, like, they touched on a couple, like, of things about, like, her life or whatever, and I was like, oh, I actually don't know.
I didn't know anything about. And I just know, like, her public persona, and she talks about how, like, she just, like, as a kid she would just, like, create characters and things. There's a part where she talks about how her older sister tried to traffic her when she was 12. Like, there's she has a lot of things that happened to her as a kid that I had no idea about.
Yeah, I saw after I watched all these interviews, like, other random interviews of her popped up, and the same reference that kept coming up, it was about her sister, and, like, I didn't know what it was. But then it was used in the same context of people talking about Jessica Simpson's book, and they were like, now we're getting Mariah's. And I know Jessica Simpson's book was, like, also apparently really eye-opening to her life and personal, and so I was like, oh, if people are comparing these, like, and people really want to hear her life story who, like, know bits and pieces, me as someone who knows nothing, I'm sure it's really, like, it's a lot. So I wonder, okay, I'm gonna listen or read that.
Because, like, for me, I know her as, like, I remember when she first came out, I was probably, like, in kindergarten-ish, and I remember just seeing her on TV, and then, like, always enjoying her music, and then getting to when she was on TRL, and people were like, she's having a mental breakdown or whatever. Like, she had phoned in from her bathtub.
They just do that with every female pop star.
Yes.
Wow.
And so I haven't got there yet, but knowing how controlled she was before that even came about, like, a lot of things just, like, make sense. And then also I'm like, I just always saw her as just, like, this glamorous person, and she's lived so many lives before.
Wow.
And she makes it really fun. Like, it's a really good audiobook. Like, I recommend listening to it.
Oh, I will. I've heard from people who've, like, met her and stuff that, like, she's, like, the most self-aware kind of person. Yes. And you don't end up being, like, the most beloved and self-proclaimed diva, having been born with a silver spoon in your mouth, in that sense, that, like, she's earned the title because she's earned it and she's proud of it.
Yes.
And that's, like, I think her rebranding of the word diva was, like, one of the first times I heard things from her that weren't just, like, through her music.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really impressive. Like, that's a whole other twist on this that, like, you would have never gotten to. And that makes sense that there's a big backstory behind it. I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, I recommend it. I'm not through it yet, but I listened to a great deal of it while I was cleaning.
Oh, that's a
I
good
should have
one.
been doing it this morning. I wasn't even thinking. I was just in silent space.
Well, I do that
Yeah.
more often than I care to admit, where I go, it's been silent in here for 6 hours and I haven't, and then I try and talk and I go, oh, where's my voice?
Yep. I most of the time, like if it's during the week when I'm not doing podcast stuff, when I have my like evening check-ins with Melanie, that might be the first time that I'm talking and she's like, the fuck?
Yeah. No, that's me. This is the day that I'm ensured that I do talk all day.
Yes.
And now that Mott's works from home, but like prior to that, he comes home from work and I'm like, hello, so sorry.
Yep.
He goes, you lost your voice? And I go, no.
It's just been resting all day. I've been on vocal rest.
Rusty as hell. Wow. Well, I'm gonna add that to my plate because now the thing I do need to read, which I've said I've needed to read forever, is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette
Yeah,
McCurdy.
I think they might be a good
I think it's a good
companion piece when I was listening to it. Because again, I just thought I was getting into a fun book and I was like, oof. But this is so good. And like I know all her music. And so just hearing the way that what she was going through at the time, what the songs actually mean is incredible.
Hot take, which is not what we do on this podcast. But I think if you are a celebrity and you're writing a memoir, it needs to be like you're funny. Like there's like, it's like haha, laugh out loud comedian thing. And like your life doesn't have to be traumatic, but like you have a way of storytelling that is so like funny and in like page turning, can't wait to read, which is hard for a lot of like singers, especially because like you write your life in your songs and like you don't really always want to be so like transparent about that stuff, or you have to have a life that is so not what the public version of you is. Like there are some people who like, you know, are on different have different jobs in media who are just there and they write memoirs and I'm like, who is this for?
But even that, going with that, like,
but Chelsea Handler to me is a perfect example of someone who like has been through and like lived through a lot of life and is a really good at telling those stories. And like, it doesn't have to be. And then there's other people like I haven't read, but I've heard like Minka Kelly's book is like amazing. And she had like a very dark childhood and stuff that was like very hard that nobody knew about. And so I'm like, you either are going to be someone who's like vocal about your life, like a comedian like Chelsea Handler, and be able to be really funny in a written format and be a great storyteller of both, you know, light and dark things, or it has to be something that is like a side of you that no one has ever seen before.
Yep. Agree.
So I think it's impressive because usually I find musicians have the hardest time with that kind of, you know? So I'm excited to
But the reason I listen to it, I'll tell you offline. But it's not bad, but it's really good. And I think we should do it.
Oh my God. I love that. I was going to ask you, like, because were you a Mariah Carey, like, fan growing up?
I love Mariah Carey's music. Like, she dropped, like, her new album, it's not new now, but she probably dropped in, like, 2018. I was the first to download it. I know I love her music. I just didn't know anything about her personal life.
Yeah.
Because she just seems, like, bigger than life.
Yeah, she's Cher. Like, she's just always.
Yeah. But even with Cher, I know things about Cher's life that I don't know why. I just never looked into. I knew she was married to that old man. I even remember as a child being like, why is she married to that old man? I remembered, I was like, she's so pretty. And like, she's just one of those people I just never looked into their life.
Well, I do think that, if I'm not mistaken, what I've learned from TikTok, she was like pretty burned by the media from like early on in her career that she just kind of stopped talking to. So then it became like you would have to seek it out. Like you weren't going to just come across that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is a good mode of protection.
And hearing everything that she went through, it all makes sense now.
Oh, well, now I'm excited to hear about why.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All
right.
Well, we have you enjoyed it. We'll circle back. Oh. We'll see you next Tuesday. Sorry. I take my meds. Bye.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the co-hosts of the Christmas. Let me try that again. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be massively merry, gigantically jolly, fantastically festive, as some people might say, Eric. We are all about alliterations, and we are all about Christmas spirit. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's go. It should be like, let's go, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.